Hello and welcome back to KTTV. I am KT and this is Kindness Timeless Tunnel Vision. So I haven't done one of these videos in a while. I just did a full moon ritual, setting my intentions. I have my moon water back here, getting ready to put it under the moonlight as well. So that is what this video, we're going to talk about this full moon in Leo and what that means for our energies and what is pulling up. So let's get into it here. Okay, welcome back guys to another video. I'm so grateful to have you back. So tonight we're going to talk about this full moon in Leo and what kind of energy that's going to be bringing up. And with Mars and Venus being in exact alignment, this is really going to play into our passions and our emotions might be running high during this full moon cycle. So let's get into one of the tips that I want to bring to light with this full moon's energy, which is it's going to bring up our passions, but it's also going to bring up fears and distractions and worries and just kind of like limiting beliefs and secrets that might be unaware in the conscious mind. I don't want to say secrets, it's more like fears and worries coming to a head for you to really take a look at what are those barriers, what are those limiting beliefs that are coming up. So that would be tip number one with this full moon in Leo's energy, is to really understand if you're having lots of anxiety about fear and having a, being on the right path, which I could relate to as well. Okay. With just start. So tip number one for this full moon in Leo's energy is to really understand your fears and your worries. And this energy is going to be a little bit more intense. So our reactions might be a little bit more intensified during this time in the moon cycle. So really understand what fears and worries are coming up, because that can also block your blessings if you are too focused on things that you have no control of. And so it's really important to bring your attention back to the things that you can control. But knowing your fears and worries is how you gain more control of them and understand what is coming up with them, so you can really use this moon's energy to try to transmutate that energy into more positive, productive energy. So with this, I want to say we all should be working on our heart chakra, which is what I have chose to do this full moon cycle. So that's the stone that is in my water right now is rose quartz. So that's really important right now to stay balanced with your energy, and I feel like it's always a benefit to really work on your heart chakra, but I feel like the energy right now, it can be used in a very powerful way. So that is tip number one. We will get We will get into tip number two here now. So tip number two, with the sun being opposite the moon, this is bringing up a lot of home environment, relationship kind of things coming up. Things are coming up and things are becoming more clearer, and the fog is kind of settling on certain aspects of your home life, relationship life, and things like that. So it's time to really focus in and see a clear picture of where your life is at compared to where you want it to go, and use this moon's energy to really any kind of full moon is a good time to release. And I always try to release things that are no longer positively serving me. And then with Mars and Venus, we can bring in that energy of really like transmutation and change. So with this, be aware of balance. Be aware of balance within your relationships, within your home and work life, within your relationships and parent life, your intimate relationships, things like that. So really focus on working on the balance and seeing your reality in a clear form, a conscious way. And this will help with any kind of energies or fears or worries that are coming up this will help with understanding maybe what areas in your life are a little bit off balance. So it's a great time to really focus on balancing work life, home life, parenting life, intimate life. It's a really good time to work on a balance and to use this energy to really provide clarity about a situation within that area. So we are going to get into tip number 3 here. So with the sun opposite of the moon, it's going to bring our home and family life into clear perspective. And this is where we can really find a time to balance our wants versus our needs. So that is tip number 2. That is what we can take away with this moon energy, is really to find balance with home and relationships and to really understand our wants versus our needs. So we're going to get into tip number 3 here. So tip number 3 is going to be aware of your intense emotions, be aware of your intuition. It's always good to really use the moon's energy to really help you connect to your in tune self. Like right before I did this video, I meditated to a guided meditation that I love. And if you follow me, I've posted it on my social media several times, by Erin Dowdy. And I love it. It's a meditation to really raise your vibration to your dominant vibration, to the highest vibration. So I just did that, and it's important. And what I'm saying with this is it helps me stay in tune with my inner self, and it really helps me listen to my guides and really keeps me connected to the universe and my higher self. So be aware of this and how you are, and make sure you're staying connected to your true self, to your intuition, because any kind of time of change, which, you know, with the moon cycles, it's all about change, because the cycle doesn't stay the same. It's always constantly moving, which is a lot like life. So anytime life change becomes a little too much, it's always best to really in tune and become aware of your higher guidance system and really just understand your emotions and your instincts. It really helps you to trust yourself and trust your instincts. So we will get into tip number 4 here. Okay, tip number 4, I said this previously, that this is a full moon of emotional energy as well. So we are going to feel, we might have outbursts, or the emotions are running high. So when anytime emotions are running high and that energy is high in you know, the atmosphere, this is going to bring on intense emotions, as sometimes we have outbursts that we don't always, you know, have control of. So just understand, if you're feeling these emotions, these intense emotions, that it's time to really focus on a clear picture and get clarity by being in tune with your intuition and the universe and your guides, and really taking that time to understand why these emotions are coming up and what you need to do to kind of, you know, transmutate these emotions into something in a positive form, whether that, you know, be, you know, releasing something that is no longer serving you, or getting a more clear picture of where you want to manifest with this next moon cycle, with the new moon coming here in the next couple weeks. So it's all about understanding your emotions right now. The emotions are high right now. So understand that if you're having those intense emotions, if I could talk, that would be great. And I'm one of those people that, you know, the moon energy definitely plays a huge role in my own emotions, my own reactions. And I'm learning that through this spiritual journey. So by really staying in tune with myself, it really does help me in times where I'm feeling very intense emotions and I don't always know how to communicate what I'm feeling in a positive, productive manner, and it can come out in a kind of like or a bitchy manner, which nobody likes that. And so that's what I've been working really hard on, understanding my triggers and my emotions, and when they're running high, where is that at in the moon cycle. You know, when I lose track and if I fall off of being in tune with the moon, I can tell, even though, because I will be like, wow, my emotions are really out of whack right now. I'm like, I bet there's a full moon coming. And sure enough, there was. So it's just all about understanding your own energy and how the moon's energy can impact us being, 80% water. If the tides are affected by the moon's energy, we are going to be affected by the moon energy. And by knowing that our energy is going to be running high, we might be a little bit more hot tempered right now, it helps us to really realize when those triggers start to come up to the surface, so we can acknowledge them and not have those outbursts that, but I'm still working on it. I am a work in progress, but we will get on to tip number 5 here. Okay, so tip number 5 is all about connecting to your highest density, your highest form, your purpose, really connecting with your soul's purpose and why you came and manifested into this life again. So really take time to reflect and really comprehend the purpose and the path in which you are trying to manifest with this full moon's energy. So we will get into tip number 6 here, and I got my girl Buffy. Buffett, say hi. Hello. So tip number 7 is going to be all about aligning with your purpose is tip number 6. So tip number 7 is all about focusing on joy. Focusing on joy in this world, focusing on being joyful, focusing on those things that truly make you happy and joyful. And for me, it's meditating, being in nature, working out, eating healthy. Like that does make me joyful because I feel better. So it's all these little things that make you feel good. We need to embrace doing that more. So really try to embrace joy with everything that you do in this full moon energy. And with that, it'll bring in more of that energy. So tip number 7 here. Tip number 7 is a great time to balance that masculine and feminine energy we all carry within us. We all carry masculine and feminine energy. And right now it is a great time to kind of rebirth that energy and to really rebalance that energy. I know at times, being a single mom, having to take care of myself, having to get myself, make my own decisions, things like that, like pulling yourself out of a lot of chaos, it really like makes you more, I forgot what I was talking about, but masculine, feminine in your energy. It really makes you, I feel like, be a little bit more masculine energy when you have to constantly, when you're always in survival mode, you're always doing things for other people, although that could be a lot of feminine energy. So what I'm trying to say is, when you've had to pull yourself out of your darkest moments, that could take some of your masculine energy to get out. So it's always a good time in this full moon energy right now with Leo to really rebalance, rebirth these energies, really reset these energies into a more balanced state where you can embrace both masculine and feminine powers. So this is a good time to really embrace the balance between masculinity energy and feminine energy. So to do that, I just tune in with my higher self and really understand and try to embrace the goddess side in me and really try to bring in, more of the feminine side of things. So we will get into tip number 8 here. Meow. Tip number 8, guys, is all about embracing your inner power and really just owning who you are and loving who you are and embracing that and really just filling your soul up with that energy and just really embracing who you are. I would suggest meditating on passion and really work on that heart chakra as well, which is something I'll be working on myself. and really just owning who you are, knowing your flaws, loving yourself for your flaws, and knowing that you have unique, beautiful gifts that you have to share with the world. And you are a beautiful, beautiful being of light. And when you are being your true self, that is a powerful, powerful thing, and that is authentic, and that is beautiful. So with this full moon in Leo energy, really embrace who you are, love who you are, own it, faults and all. We're all growing. We're all processing through this life together in different stages. I've been learning to have more compassion for others, knowing that everybody is on a different journey. So really understanding yourself and your own energy is an important process in this beautiful journey of life. And owning who you are and knowing who you are is so important, especially in a world where we're constantly programmed to compare ourselves to others and try to be like others. And we lose track of who am I? Who is KT? Who is all of my beautiful friends online? Who are you? You know, really embrace who you are, because we are beautiful souls and this world needs more light. So I hope you guys enjoyed my video. If you like, definitely drop a like below. Next time, if you want to see my next video, definitely subscribe. And until next time, guys, peace, love, and namaste.